Let's call the meeting to order. Just let the record show that the meeting is being taped and videotaped and will be posted to the city's YouTube channel. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the last meeting.
Make a motion to waive the reading of the minutes and approve them as presented.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Any old business? Any new business? Dan, you're up.
Got some junior clinics in the club championship scheduled for the next few weeks. Whether we'll see result back to shooting for it, get that thing moving. Everything's going to be free. We need some money for what we need for we use volunteers. So if anybody wants to volunteer, they can contact me in the golf shop as well as the kids signing up for the clinics in the golf shop. So at least get a roll this year and kind of lead into next year, kind of make a little bit at least get it started.
And what will volunteers be responsible for?
I'm going to be there in charge. Depends on what we get for volunteers. You know, I've asked the high school coaches to talk to their players about getting some of the high school players to come help out. You know, with the younger kids, obviously, they just kind of they are sort of capable of getting some instruction and good stance and posture and get the kids have fun and golf balls. So it's not
age groups?
K through 6 and 7 through 12. There's one on the 11th and it's the 25th. So.
Say that again, August 7th?
August 11th, Sunday, August 11th, and Sunday, August 25th. Sort of two different periods, 3 to 4:30 of the young kids, 5 to 6:30 of the older kids. Parents are going to come, having already signed their kids up, sign a quick waiver that Dan Ford sent over to me from grant users just to cover everybody. That lots of fun and getting in and out. It's good.
How many signups do you have so far?
Just went out yesterday, I went 3 to 12 so short run.
I bet you should have.
Oh, anything with free probably works pretty good.
Yeah.
As many of you know, I had kind of a massive mistake in the tournament this past weekend on Saturday. I turned some wrong scorecards for the ladies event. I found out about the end of the event, so I needed to correct the scores. It actually was dealt with the rules of golf. That's errors like that for clerk players for the committee, it should be corrected so the score is reflected. I totally understand that kind of author's mindset as you go around the golf course, but at that point, that's the better way to do it. I apologize to the ladies several times with very success rates. Tried to play yesterday, we got right out. So we had 9 holes and we kind of received that. So it's only been a little less than
And I would just like it, just make the note, there were sort of inconsistencies regarding the women, stopping after 9 and the men just waiting around.
I was trying to get them to maybe get them through 9 as well.
Right, but I just feel that, it should come, rather than different women deciding whether the tournament is going to go forward.
It was ultimately my decision. I sent the group down 2 minutes before the blue horn. No, I understand what you're saying.
Right, the people said we're quitting, and we've never heard from you to say, well, I think it should have been like the men and Kevin going to wait to see what the weather's going to be. So we can have a consistency with all.
Yeah, but your flight was separate. There wasn't a score. I was hoping to get the men back on the front end.
Right.
So, but yeah, it was ultimately my decision.
Well, I think a lot of people women thought that it was, certain people. I mean, somebody came up to me and says, oh, look at the weather, we're going to quit. So it's like,
anybody could have quit at that. That was my decision. Right. That's right. Yeah. All right. I know he had mentioned to me we had a jar that was in the shop a couple weeks ago that the girls were. It wasn't labeled a tip jar, but we took that down. I have not got any clarification from City Hall whether that's actually allowed to solicit versus accept. So I told the girls to take it away. Obviously, we do have points of times where people will leave money on cards as a thank you for the cards, or they'll just leave the change. Keep the change. Some donate to the golf team, so that, you know, like 100%, you know, if they get lots of couple dollars for their, for the help, then they change it, they keep it, or we'll split it with whoever. So right now, no tip jar, that I do, so I don't think they're gonna get a tip. It's certainly well under the ethical guideline of $50, so it's $1 or two is what's changed. So, but that's not there anymore. So I did 1, 2, 3. I also had a staff meeting this past week to kind of clean up some stuff with different people. You know, I had 7 out of 11 people there. I'm going to talk to the rest of them before they start. Just trying to get a little bit more control of the first seat. So things are a little more relaxed as well, not forming the forces that need to be formed and creating an issue to stress or the office. That's more so happens in weekdays. Weekends is a lot of forces as well. We have to get a 15-20 minute meeting, adjust a couple of other things that I'd like to see change or get a little better with everybody, including myself. There's a couple things that I don't exactly before as an example with sometimes. But that was well received, and this isn't any problem. So, last thing I want to bring up, every fall we do a membership special where people can join this fall for the rest of this year and all next year. I think that we should continue to do it. There's a lot of interest in joining, regardless of whether we go up our membership rates or not. I think it's something that we can roll out as early as I'd like to do it Monday, August 26th. Give people some time on the membership. Again, you know, we got to replace the people that we're not going to return. Every year we lose people for whatever reason, and I think this is still a good way to kind of do that. So, personally, as far as rates go, I can see them going up and love them as well. And I'd also love to have, in some years we have done a rate increase early in the fall, so everybody knew, and then allowed them to pay the lesser rate by December or whatever. I would love to see that. I think it would lock people in early. It would help us in the golf shop staff if we ripped through 150 memberships in December versus the 10 years in the fall. Kind of, you know, and allow those members to save money, you know, whether it's $25 or not. I don't know if we can vote on starting a membership or not. December, we'll have to do it before Labor Day is early this year anyway. So, but it's, to me, it sounds a lot better that get a week in August rather than the fall stuff. So it's just my thought on that.
Any feelings?
No. I guess it's worked in the past, right?
Yeah.
And you can push it as, hey, pay now and get this year's rates if we eventually decide to go up on rates.
Right.
When is that discussion?
What rates?
Yeah.
When they start the budget. Next.
Yeah.
Does your T-sheet tell you like how much the golf course is being used versus how much time is?
It's got a utilization thing on there as far as that
Is there a
goes.
percentage that?
I mean, I would look at days, you know, some days are upwards of 85, 90%, as far as the tee times of the blocks. Sundays are Sundays are honestly all your business because we'll go for 6:30, 7 o'clock on Sundays. Yeah. That's crazy.
From 4:30 a.m.
Yeah. And that isn't even on.
That's not even on.
It's not even on.
No.
No, we have 20 people on walk-in before 6 o'clock. So they come and check in, most of the members. But it's just a very high volume. Which is good.
So that'll be the only consideration to not offer the special if we're already kind of maxed out. We might have thought on it if it's already, we're already using the course
Right.
100% of the time.
No, we're certain about it.
Yeah, but you know, it could be individuals that are paying greens fees and that now they're taking advantage of the membership.
And play always slows down in September. You told me that the first year, and it's wild. It's the best time of year, it's the best weather. But I don't know if it's people who have summers off or people who take time in vacation and they play a lot of golf. But come September, there is just, it's that course is cool. And relatively speaking.
Every kid plays sports then. It's
Yeah, fall sports, teachers go back to work. I look at 50 teachers every morning. Forceful. You know, they're going
times as they come each day. I don't think there's that much of an issue with people not getting blocked out. They may not get there at that time, but, you know, it kind of filters out as the day goes on. You know, people cancel a couple or whatever. But the people I've kind of talked to that are interested in the fall stuff, I don't think it's a lot of full holds right now. We're going to figure it out. A lot of them are talking about, you know, the restricted levels, you know, where it's 725 or 775, you know, something like that, or family for 1,000 seniors and stuff like that. So, yeah, they said that's around 26 they can get. Yeah, we're done. What's that?
I would continue.
Start at 26. That's it for me.
I just have a question.
Yep.
A follow-up from the last meeting, we were here,
But
we had discussed, had some sort of clothing.
yeah, I wasn't here for that. I was not here for that. I didn't get one.
Have like.
Polo shirts.
Polo shirts
Oh,
for the staff, because they could be employees of the polo shop, facing the public. And after.
I haven't got any prices on that. Correct.
I would say that's the better time.
Right, but I didn't get the golf course for one.
Right.
Yeah, we should- I'll stop to the time.
How much for a lane? It's a golf course.
We also got, right now I have 11 employees. I've got 2 more employees that are probably going to be starting in September. I'm also going to be looking for a couple more retirement, a couple more employees as well. I'm sure I'll lose a couple. I know on my personal thing that I'm certainly there. I'm not there 7 days a week, but I'm going to say I am 5 or 6 days a week, and different weeks with different staff members that are also there multiple days a week. So I know you can talk about getting price on a couple shirts. Well, personally, I don't want to wear 2 shirts for a whole week myself, and so I think the cost would be fairly
Or
large.
you could get t-shirts, I mean, like Casey area, they wear, you know, t-shirts with, that says Casey.
Yeah, I know, it's going to be very, get a uniform, but, you know,
Really get a polo shirt.
yeah. I mean, I'll price it out for my
Yeah,
reps.
the golf course, you know, that's all they wear.
Right.
You know,
But I just think it's a bigger clothing.
Yeah,
A
you
lot.
probably need more for 2 or 3 people, but the majority of 2 is probably fine.
I can get some pricing instead of going for like your.
Yeah, I actually said I don't want to go heavy pot. That's not a problem.
You got a guy? Got a guy?
I'm looking for stuff too, but.
Just got a shirt.
Yeah, cost would be my concern with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we'll sum all of this. So,
Not sure you get anything in the insurance. There is a price on it. But it was just, you know, send the logo, however you want to put on the shirt.
Is that something they look for 7 days a week or tournaments?
Okay.
For 7 days a week or
Yes, so
tournaments?
that's, right.
You get 7 shirts, I was like.
Yeah.
Billy?
Just a thought. Thanks, Dan, for getting the stuff between your golf going. Again, I don't know if you can add it to the current list of terms, what you could just a placeholder for the UV.
Yeah.
Last year's list, next year, remember what tournaments, you can throw it in there, so we hopefully get a placeholder, so people can possibly.
Yeah, when I schedule next year, I always go for this year's.
Yes, I think, yeah, so make sure the blanks on there too.
We can talk about that, we can change that for all if we want to. You talk about the independence day for all that, so talk.
Oh, yeah, I mean, either way, just make sure it's on there some way as well. And set for the clinics, sign you up, they don't need you, okay, so, that's it.
Yeah. It's, close enough. It's aeration season. Before we lose our hired guns, the young men, we started today aerating tees. We're going to roll through tees quickly. Use those plugs like we did last year on that right side of 7 in the rough. Use them quickly. Those things are pretty much cold. And then we're going to start on fairway spots. Dead spots and fairways like number 5. Aerating overseeded aggressively. fairways like that got crushed. 90 degrees for 2 months, no good. Standing water in the low spots when it's 90 degrees, no good. It's called wet wool. Disease. So you're gonna see the aerators out there and you see.
Already noticed.
Yeah, worms are flying. And again, before I lose the young men, we purchased a new utility vehicle, Toro, not a Toro working, but a John Deere Gator. Same thing we have 3 of. We purchased another one. Basically the way we operate is like we have to have a bed on the back of every vehicle. Golf carts just don't cut it. Our staff has been borrowing golf carts from up top trying to do jobs. And with early morning play, we used to send out one guy to cut cups, 2 trash cans, 15 markers. People are teeing off at 4:30 in the morning now. I got to send a guy on the front, a guy on the back, 2 vehicles. So it used to be 1 vehicle. So that was just under $10,000, but that's a new utility vehicle we're waiting on right now. We've already paid for it, but we're waiting on.
What's the lead time on that?
I think 4 to 6 weeks, but those guys say that to cushion themselves. They're thinking to show up tomorrow with no notice. Because it's not really, it's not like a specialty built John Deere Gator. It's very generic stock.
Oh, it's stock.
It's just got to get it, and they're not going to ship it out by itself. They're going to wait until they get 2 fairway mowers and 10 gators and a snowball, and ship it all out. So I've met with one contractor in regards to the cart path project. I'm not even going to say the number out loud because he threw a dart, I threw a dart, the dart's thrown. It's a lot. We basically just looked at it for the back nine. I'm still asking a whole lot of people who golf there on a regular basis to give me some input as far as where paths would make sense and where they wouldn't make sense from the standpoint of if we hit a tee shot, we don't want balls flying all over the place in the woods. So there's a lot of moving parts to that project. It's heavy lifting. It's going to rip the course apart. We're putting big vehicles out there. The end result will be awesome. It's asphalt, but it's a tricky property to do a project like that, and as a result, price goes up. So I've met with one contractor, local guy. I'm probably going to meet with 100 more just to see. But that's obviously something that then goes to purchasing and city hall and how we pay for it. Is John Richard? Do we bond over 5 years? Do we? Lots to think about. 9 holes at once, 18 at once, 3 at once. But again, when you guys are out there, think about how you get a cart path from 1 tee to, the connection that goes up to 2 tee. So.
Do you meet with like a course designer that would put in
We could. We'd have to pay a fee for that. I'd rather just lean on everybody in this room who's been at the golf course for their whole life and say, I know where every single person hits their drives on Saturdays on number 7. You're crazy to put a path there. That kind of stuff, you know what I mean? The course designer for sure have great input. That might be mostly aesthetics, where to hide and stuff like that. There's just not a lot of real estate out there to put cart paths that are going to be impacted, to say the least. Great example is number 17. The only place you're putting it is on the right side, up a crazy slope like that, and guy or girl hits a decent drive up there, and then hits the cart path and starts rolling back. Times that by 300 people on Saturday. So we've got to do a lot of homework before we even consider doing something like that. And we're going to start meeting with the pump house contractors so that everybody's on the same page before we do that. And touch base again with Conservation Commission. We'll be ready to go in November. We'll be rip that baby apart and put it back together.
You're going to take out the other pumps.
Pull the other pump at the same time. And just have everything all done. Yeah, because as you can see with all the holes out there, we're still experiencing a lot of irrigation issues.
Yeah.
But that's all I have.
Is there any good, those tufts of grass?
Yeah, it's called Italian ryegrass,
Okay.
and it's horrendous. And I have the kids go out there with knives. You're talking the tufts in the fairways that grow faster.
Right.
They're ugly.
Yeah.
They're ugly.
And then when you get behind
Yeah, the real mower can't cut it after it hits a certain height, so it knocks it over. Send the kids out with knives and weed whackers. It's ugly. I hate it. Yeah.
So they're going to be there for a
Yeah, I mean, I could spot spray them, certainly, and just nuke them right out of there.
Any other questions for Bill? Some of the correspondence, comments, question members?
Well, I would just like to bring up the fact that we have an arrangement with Zoe's, providing not just food and alcohol, not just in the restaurant, but throughout the golf course. So we just like to remind everybody in TV land out there that no outside alcohol is allowed to be bought in the golf course to begin with. And certainly, if you're in the tournament, you can't be giving away alcohol and money. So if there's a sport selling alcohol and competing with Zoe's head on, where they have a liquor license, and you know, if you have similar to going to a restaurant, eating any social club in Gardner, which I belong to, and popping a bottle on the counter right off from the outside and drinking it, right? It's in their liquor license. I can't do that. It's the same thing with Zoe's. They have the liquor license for the golf course. And it's quite a bunch for Zoe's.
Keep plugging it. We need that guy out there. It would be a bad situation if we didn't have a restaurant. Been there, done that. And he's stringing himself out, working a lot of hours. He helps us out a lot by running that restaurant. There's days where he loses money. Comes with the territory, but if you can bully some of your friends out there to go up and have a drink, you would keep him along longer, and then probably help us get the golf course. Because without him, we have no restaurant. Without a restaurant, you have no golf course.
Lee, it goes out the bid.
I mean, you.
Well, yes, but I just had an issue with it. Well, it's the music during a tournament. If I wanted to go to a concert, I go to a concert.
Yeah.
But the music, you can hear it all over. And it's during a tournament. And it's difficult, it's distracting. And the other thing is, it distracts the golfers from coming up to the deck, because they really can't chit-chat, after the event.
Have you mentioned that to him?
No, I haven't.
Let's start with him. He's reasonable. Say, hey, the tournament list.
Todd's asked me many times about the volume of the music. I told us a week or two ago, right this past weekend, I said, honestly, Todd, there isn't one person that's mentioned the music or the volume of the music to me in both times he's been here.
Mention that to him.
And honestly, this is the first time I've heard. Yeah,
Same
no
thing.
one ever mentioned it.
You can hear it was on 15 raining.
I'm not doubting the carry of it, but this is the first time someone brought it up. Big honest. And Todd's into that week. And then to the point of tournament versus not tournament, we have tournaments all the time.
It was, to your point, that doesn't bother me. I'm always fine with it. But I know others out there, you're playing the club championship and there's music out there, you're on the 17th tee, you're chasing a shot, it might be distracting. So, if it's the PCC scramble, that's one thing. If it's
Just mention that
championship, I understand. Like I said, it doesn't bother me. I've never said anything that doesn't bother me. Whatever, I hit a shot. I know if Uncle Dan was still playing, there'd be a max fly flying at the guitar player.
Stop all the cars from blowing their horns on 140 when we're trying to get up on 5.
It's the ambulance drivers. That's a thing I just found out. Every single time they drive down 5, they honk. Out from the horse's mouth, it's true.
There's not like a reason they do it, just.
Pretty boring guys sometimes.
Yes, I am. Okay.
Yeah, just I'm glad that we're doing the youth clinics, that's great, I'm not doing that. That's all.
I got those. All right, so let's go over the financials. This is for the month of July. Looks like all the expenses that are in the month of July looks like just the first week of revenue. But according to Dan, let's get a total revenue should be 150 maybe for the month.
Yeah, I would say it's an estimate. I've turned it 3 more weeks.
I'm missing, this does not reflect about 60, 70,000. The
Yeah.
last two that you gave me
Yeah, the last one.
are not on here.
Yeah, I should have given you 4 weeks already.
The previous two are on here, but the last
No,
two.
that's really low for 2 weeks.
38.
38 is really low for 2 weeks. I think that's only 1 week.
It's possible that maybe he only posted on the.
Maybe he only
Okay,
posted
yeah, that's what
one.
I'm saying, that number is kind of.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, usually they're about 30 to 40 every,
I think the last two I did was 35 or 36.
yeah.
Times that by 4.
150 somewhere.
So expenses were at a total of 42,000. He's also encumbered about 35,000 worth of expenses. Looks like that your utility vehicle is an encumber.
Okay.
So, I mean, from that standpoint, that's the only extraordinary items in the utility vehicle of the house. It's pretty much normal expenses for the golf course. So, and a pretty good start so far. Any questions?
Make a motion to approve the financials.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The only other thing that I will mention, the revised budget, that's the final budget that we carry from the city council last. I submitted 827 and 867. All right, next meeting.
Make sure I write it down correctly.
Want to do early September?
Yeah.
September 9th.
Yep. It's got a nice spring, it's like September.
Maybe it's September or sometime when you go over the budget.
Yeah.
Then we can start that early.
Yep.
Need a motion to adjourn?
A motion to adjourn. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you.
Get up there.
You're gonna feel the air starting to change. You see the 10-day forecast?